Hello and greetings to all. The purpose of this video is to continue to develop the conversation from the previous video in which I discussed the figurative womb of Coatlicue. Now, I never tire of saying this, that it is an extreme disrespect for us to truly believe that our ancestors were a bunch of crazy, delusional, primitive people who actually believed that a woman clad in a skirt of serpents actually birthed a full-grown son in warrior regalia. A lot of this language and a lot of these metaphorical constructs were meant to be figurative in order to convey a very invaluable teaching. And I also read a portion from the Hermetica 101, a book by Mr. Barnes, in which he also employs the analogy of the womb, such as the womb of our mother brought us into this world. Many other wombs that we take on, figuratively speaking, in our trajectory through Earth will allow us to birth whatever it is that we're attempting to bring about. Whenever we're studying, whenever we're going through college, we need to separate, break away from our friends who are going to want to be partying their lives away. We need to seclude ourselves in our dorm, in our room, get down to study, because when it comes time to quiz time, then that's when you really wish you would have done a lot of these, measures of just recluding yourself and getting away from it all. Now, as a matter of fact, when I recorded that video, I've said it many times that nature is the best teacher, and it is our duty to study her and to realize what it is that she's trying to teach us. That day that I recorded the video, I think the weather was fine for the rest of the night. Within the next day and the next couple of days, we were snowed in. We were literally snowed in. I've lived through snow and through very bad cold weather, but this was by far the coldest, the snowiest, and just a bloody nightmare. However, rather than just dwell on how uncomfortable the situation was, that I was not able to drive anywhere, I wasn't able to go to the gym, whatnot. It is important that we take whatever it is that we're able to learn. Now, I was pretty much snowed in, locked indoors for the entirety of a week, a literal 5 to 7 days. Now, at the beginning, and also, I am a heliophile, which means that I love the sun. I get cheerful with the sun. I want to go out there and just work out and run and jump and dance and act like a crazy person. It really invigorates me. So it was rather depressing to live these 7 days trapped into a house, cold weather. You can't step outside without the chill or just freezing you in mid-step. And no sun. I had to, I sealed up the windows. And I had no outside light. It was pretty frustrating for a heliophile that I just mentioned. At the beginning, I did begin to get a little anxious. As a matter of fact, I did take one of my anxiety pills. I don't take them as often unless it's really bad. I did take it once because it was just a little too hard to bear. I did some herbal treatments and whatnot. But then I paused and then I asked Mother Nature, what are you trying to teach me? Well, this was a womb that she wanted me to get into. During the time that I was, I had no way of attaining any kind of leisure out of anything that I normally do. And I don't really do much. I like to go to the grocery store because to me, shopping for healthy foods is a hobby. I love to look around and see, what vitamins and what nutrients you can find in different, I like to work out, I don't really have many friends up here, but when I do, maybe I can hang out with them. I couldn't do any of that. However, something that I had been so careless about was a lot of my literature, a lot of my writing. So needless to say, I was able to work on a lot of the projects that I had put away. And I was able to do a lot of editing. I was able to brainstorm and do additional writing. I did a lot of reading. I got a lot out of this figurative womb. And it takes us back to the conversation of Coatlicue. She was not this monstrous being who birthed a sun god, which is how you can simplistically explain this tale to anybody who's not familiar with the tale. No, she's here to represent to us an earthen deity, a concept that abounds in many other cultures of a mother goddess, but she is pretty much our carnality, the susceptibility of our flesh, our very raw form nature. And within her was being born Huitzilopochtli was, who was born a full-fledged warrior who actually came to her rescue. Now, very important whenever we undergo these types of adverse weather conditions where we are deprived from the sun, where we're not able to go out and exercise, in the open air. It is very important that we take certain nutrients. If we're being deprived from the sun, hello, vitamin D. If we're not able to take in oxygen as freely, we really need to make sure that we are giving our body all the nutrients due to the fact that we're undergoing certain deficiencies. It is the same situation as when a woman is pregnant. Whenever a woman is with child, she needs to take care of herself. Not only is she feeding and nourishing her own body, but she is also feeding the body that is forming inside of her, giving herself the strength to be able to deliver this child. Now, it was very important. One of the first things that I did whenever I was able to get out, my father has a bigger truck, so I was able to ride with him. I got me all my veggies and all my fruits, and I said, I'll be damned if I'm not eating right during these, bad times. So that is the same way whenever you're encapsulated in that figurative egg, in that cocoon, that womb, whatever imagery you seek to summon, make sure that you are taken in. Make sure that you are doing everything that's going to make sure that whatever is developing, whatever project, whatever endeavor is developing inside that figurative womb is getting nourished and it's getting, strengthened. That way, whenever you're ready to deliver, figuratively speaking, you deliver a full-fledged warrior because you've been working behind the scenes. I will continue this conversation in future videos, so please like, comment, and subscribe.